Morning, friends. Sage Wanderer here. And I thought I would make this video about the history of the Clinton crime syndicate, or the Clinton crime family. Now, I was really surprised when dealing with younger people how little they know about all of these rumors and all of this evil supposed history of the Clintons and how they came to power and who they really are. And, most young people are completely oblivious to it. So if you're my age and you live this is probably remedial reading for you. But you may be interested to hear my take on it and hear it all laid out in one long line. So the story of the Clintons really start with who is Bill Clinton and his history. Now, it is rumored that Bill Clinton is the illegitimate son of John F. Kennedy. And everyone knows that Kennedy was a philanderer and he had a lot of girlfriends. And apparently, Bill Clinton's mother, the waitress at a Greasy Spoon in Arkansas, had encountered the former president, or the president, before he was a president, and had a secret affair with him. And the offspring of their affair was Bill Clinton. And this does seem to be supported by the fact that he met several presidents. They came and met him for various reasons in his childhood, and that finally as a Rhodes Scholar, he met another president. And so this is kind of interesting, but fast forward to Bill and Hillary Clinton pairing up in college, them being mentored by Saul Alinsky, a famous radical from the 60s, and they had ties directly with the Weather Underground, a criminal organization that was committing acts of violence against the American people through the 60s and 70s. So they come up together and they enter politics in Arkansas, and eventually he becomes the governor of Arkansas. And according to all of the conspiracy theories and rumors, Bill Clinton, to become governor, had to go over the top of a lot of people, and he left a string of dead bodies behind him, to the point where a term was coined referred to as Arkancide. And this is where, if you cross the Clintons, you have a mysterious suicide that looks fishy, and really you've been murdered by the Clinton crime family. And that they use all methods of subterfuge to get whatever they could done to get as far as they could in the government until he finds himself in the presidency. And then a video is produced documenting, an old VHS video, documenting all of this stuff in Arkansas, and a thing called the Whitewater investigation is launched. This is where presumably Bill and Hillary Clinton screwed their business partners out of millions of dollars and did a bunch of illegal stuff in a real estate deal in Arkansas. The Clinton Chronicles talks about all these murders. It talks about Bill's philandering and using even the state police to cover up his cheating and his fooling around. And then you've got, interestingly, the story of Vince Foster, who was a close associate. Some suspect he was sexually involved with the couple. And that he ends up mysteriously being found dead in, I believe, a Washington, D.C. or Virginia park. And it's ruled a suicide, even though it looks very, very fishy. And some rumored to say that even maybe Hillary Clinton herself pulled the trigger, and that the Secret Service helped cover it up and hid the bodies. If you're interested in fiction, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, I think, is a movie about a cover-up of a murder of a young woman in the White House and how the Secret Service covered it up. It's fiction, but they give you an idea of what they're pointing at here. There's even the allegations that an airplane containing a United States senator and an individual, I forget his name, who was the head of the Department of Health and Human Services, and he'd come up with the Clintons. And he is said to have, officially the plane crashed with him and a United States senator on it. But the rumors abounded that it was shot down intentionally to silence this former Clinton associate. And, all of these stories are just up until their presidency, the early days of their presidency. And then you've got the whole Waco thing where, people believe that Janet Reno, in concert with the Clintons, burned down a Texas church cult compound, killing 19 children and dozens of others. And there was no arrests and no convictions came from all of that. That no one was convicted for anything on either side, and that it was really just because they dared to stand up against the federal government and refused to be railroaded. So you've got them using tanks on video with flamethrowers burning down the Waco compound, and that's a whole nother conspiracy that deserves its own coffee talk. But, you know, then you've got Hillary Clinton's collusion now that we're all hearing about in the Russian scandal known as Uranium One. You've got the PP-Gate scandal with the whole Fusion, I think Fusion One again, or Fusion something, Fusion GPS dossier that was purchased by her to slander Trump. And what you end up with is this picture of ruthless, bloodthirsty killers who have worked their way through our government, and everyone is convinced are good guys. So if you didn't know about the Clinton crime syndicate, there's the basics. There's so much more, piles and piles. Evidence that links Bill Clinton while he's governor to the Iran-Contra guns for drugs scandal, where they moved this stuff in and out of Arkansas airports, and he got a piece of the pie and a cut into it. It even involves the Arkanside of a couple of young boys who were mysteriously found decapitated on a nearby train track after purportedly reporting that they had seen Bill Clinton moving drugs, standing there while they moved drugs in and out of an airplane with crates of guns. So there it is, the Clinton Chronicles revisited and updated. And if you have people in your family that don't know about the Clintons, share this with them and walk down the rabbit hole that is the Clinton crime family or syndicate. All right, God save the Republic.